All right. Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us today. We'll get started in a few minutes, just letting people trickle in. As you join, let us know in the chat what your favorite scary movie is, as Halloween is just a few days away. All right. All right, let's get started. Welcome to today's event. First Party Data is coming to town. Thank you so much to everyone who tuned in today. It's a great time to be discussing how to leverage first and zero-party data as we head into BFCM and the holiday season. Many of you are likely looking forward to a surge in website visitors and purchases. The goal for today's talk is to share actionable tips that you can implement to capture even more first and zero-party data so that you can drive more revenue this holiday season, and more importantly, build lists and workflows that can help you nurture those new customers in the new year. But also, what the heck is the difference between zero and first-party data? Do not worry. We'll help answer this so you can look cool at your next holiday party. So here's a quick look at the agenda for today. We'll start off with some introductions, of course, before going into how you can be collecting first and zero-party data right on your site with Just Then we'll be looking at how to collect and use that data with your referral program with FriendBuy. And then finally, we'll look at how you can capture data from your holiday shoppers using reviews and surveys with Okendo. All right, so here are your panelists. I'm Samantha Samuels, VP of Partnerships at FriendBuy, and your host for today. I'm joined by Steph Carcamo, aka SJ, a customer experience and support manager from Just and we also have Matt Bingham, head of technology partnerships at Okendo. A bit of housekeeping before we begin. We'll be giving away a SodaStream, a CalPack gift card, and some Apple AirPod Pros today to the most engaged chat users. So if you have any questions for our panelists, please put them in the chat and direct your questions to the right panelists if you can. We'll have some time for Q&A at the end of today's event. And with that, I'll pass it off to SJ from Just Take it away.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let me go ahead and share my screen here, and thank you everyone for joining in. Let's see, present. Alrighty. Okay, that should be up okay. Not frozen? Oh, okay, let me stop sharing my camera. Hopefully that helps a little bit with any connections. Awesome. So yes, we just posed a really great question, right? So what is the difference between first and zero-party data, and what is it? Do you know what that difference is? I would pose a question right now and ask, what are you capturing? What kind of data are you capturing on your site from your visitors and from your customers? Feel free to throw anything that you're capturing in the chat or in the comments, kind of give everyone some inspiration there. And now I'll head into kind of what we can expect from zero and first party data. So there is a lot being said around zero and first party data, but a whole lot of confusion around them. So we did want to clear up what that is, and this is a great screen to screenshot and share with anyone that you're working on this with in terms of like your email flow or your SMS flow to figure out what kind of data you should be collecting. Oh, I'm just checking. Is there a freeze? Freeze alive. Okay, we're back. Perfect. Reviews. Yes, that's a great one, and that fits perfectly into Okendo and really what you would expect to have as a next step with a customer, right? Kind of asking them, how did it go with my product? So the difference between first-party data and zero-party data comes down to how users grant consent. So while first-party data is gathered passively via customer interactions, users intentionally hand over zero-party data. So both are insanely helpful. They're very accurate and important. So let's break down how we can use those points of data and why we want to use those points. So in this screenshot, yeah, these are a lot of great examples, and zero first party data, right? I feel like all these examples, you can get a lot out of this, of course, but as we get closer to the holidays, right, we can have a little more fun with these too. And it can be things like asking for feedback on what do you think our next product drop is going to be. That's a conversation that I've had with clients before. And my role here at Justuno is really to help them strategize where we can capture this data on site and then who they can send it to as far as other platforms that they're using, and kind of extending that into the next realm of the channel. Perfect. So why does zero-party data matter? Not only does it improve the customer experience through personalization, of course, knowing what they purchased before or knowing the last time that they purchased, it's also relevant, and it contributes to that return on your investment, privacy compliance, increased revenue, of course, which is top priority right now for the holidays, and strong customer relationships and trust. So it matters because it allows all of those other channels and all of your other efforts to really be more impactful at the time that your visitors or customers are engaging with them. So go beyond those marketing campaigns to inform product development, feature implementation, and all that means is really communicating with your visitors what's going on with you internally or what they can expect, and kind of looping them into that conversation. So here you'll see an example here on the right-hand side, a little GIF. So take a quick quiz to receive an offer here. And then you're saying they can skip or submit. So we've got a really great intro screen on that, which we can consider that a micro engagement. And it's something very small that is going to hopefully elicit that engagement from the visitor on the next screen. So it's all about how can we get them to click, view something else, or really just stay on their search with our brand. Perfect. So collecting zero-party data. If you're worried about adding these additional questions and fields to pop up because your opt-in rate might suffer, this is something really great to A/B test. It is October 25th. November is right around the corner. So if you can set up an A/B test for a week and get the proper amount of traffic, I would say anywhere above 10,000 sessions is ideal on your website for that. Then that's some great data that you can take into the holiday and understand what you can collect after a purchase is made. I do want to emphasize that when we're collecting the zero and first party data, that in the holiday time, it may not be the best representation of your full-time all year visitor, right? Or all your customer. So this data that we're collecting, you can be more strategic about it, you can be more fun about it, but consider this kind of the holiday traffic and that being its segment. So for collecting zero-party data, we can get into quizzes or surveys, of course. And quizzes can be anything from like, how was your experience on our website, to how was your experience with the product? And you're targeting them later on in a session on site. And that's where Justuno comes into play. We can assist you with setting up a message that fires on your website for a return customer and asking them how the product went, or maybe our strategy is a little different and we want to give them product recommendations. So we can either show them maybe staff favorites, a gift guide would be really appropriate at this time of the year. Or even just what others have recently purchased. Like we can get that down nitty gritty with that. With Justuno, with the product recommendations, I will point out that they are already working. It is an algorithm that's working, right? So for you, there isn't any extra work of putting this together. We are already able to set up an algorithm that's going to display the most seen products, the most added products. So we can do combinations there. Then we've got product interests and preferences, right? That can be as easy as male, female. Maybe they don't have a preference, both. Maybe they're shopping for their whole family. So those little interests can really go a long way in. Sorry, I looked at a question. those can go a long way in segmenting your email flows or your SMS flows. I know that can seem kind of like an extra task for sure on your plate at this time of year, and I would say to that, try to make it, if anything, just a tweak in how you intro that email, addressing whatever preference they've chosen. It doesn't have to be a full revamp for that segment. It can be as easy as tweaking that introduction and how you're approaching them. Ooh, I see some questions here. I just want to address this one. What was the benchmark for A/B test results? Yeah, so I would say probably depends on what you're testing, right? From a pop-up perspective in Justuno, we like to say we want to see at least 10,000 sessions between both pop-ups. So version A gets 5,000 sessions, version B sees 5,000. 30 days of data is ideal. That's why I was saying we are right around the corner. So if you have the amount of traffic, let's play around with that. The right amount of traffic, which is quite a bit, right? More than 10,000, I would say in this case. And if we have statistical significance, which that's a feature in Justuno with our A/B testing feature, which tells you when you've reached that in so many days. So if we can reach 2 out of those 3, then we are able to make it a very educated guess on what would be the winner there. But yeah, I'm always open to, of course, depending on what the client is measuring and what our time frame is. So options for channels and opt-ins, email versus SMS versus push notifications. Those are really great callouts for how you can use that zero-party data if someone wants to know more about, or if they've purchased during the holidays, right? That's where we can approach them later on with a really sweet deal via SMS on a gift card, or ask them if they had any troubles with their product in terms of return or shipping. And then, of course, welcome and in stock. In stock, I'm not sure where everyone's at on that. I think my vibe from everyone I've been talking to is not necessarily low stock issues, but just how to present what has been out of stock. So if that is your case and you're dealing with in stock, out of stock, I would say a banner is a really solid place to put that and display that information of like, hey, were you looking for this? And then if you had the emails flow set up, right, that would be my number one go-to, just like an immediate update there. And if anything, because it is so close to the holidays, kind of give them a little incentive for waiting, or a gift guide to go along with it, add a little bit more value to that. Next, coming up, collecting first-party data. So zero-party data, right, just covered that, quizzes, surveys. First-party data, we focus on collecting as much first data as possible from every visitor on your site. So that means in a lead capture, in hidden forms, drop-down product selections can also be available on a pop-up. So something like, who are you shopping for, or what event are you shopping for? Maybe you're giving a couple different options based on your industry. That would be super personalized, and I would love to see that. And then also just generalized browsing behavior, right? So average pages visited. That is super important for me as a strategist to know if I'm looking at your account, to see when should we fire an exit offer pop-up. I always hear we don't want to fire it too soon. We want to make sure we're actually getting someone that's exiting. Totally understand that. And that's where we look at the data internally, and then that comes to be first-party data. So that implements how we set up a pop-up, where it fires, and then, of course, who a new visitor is and who a return visitor is. That can be just very, very general too for you to start off with for the holidays. And new, that can be anyone just getting a new idea of your brand, and we want to consider where they're coming from in those cases. I'll say consider, you can dive deep into that, but if they're coming from Instagram, right, you probably know off the top of your head what your strategy is there. So kind of mirror that messaging for wherever they're coming. Return visitors, they probably know a little bit more about your brand. Perhaps they've already opted in as well to your SMS, so they know about you on that personal level too. So this could be more about this data that you're getting for first-party data, knowing they're a return visitor, could be used to promote a subscribe and save situation that you have, or a really unique offer. Ooh, I'll point out here, yes, using hidden fields for gathering source data to improve Klaviyo and ESP flows. So I've kind of been hitting on this a little bit, but hidden fields are awesome. In a really quick way to summarize, you can send through from Justuno, when you capture that email, what page they're engaging on, or what source, what URL they're coming from. So that means that, let's say I hop on your website, right, and I engage with a pop-up. If I came from Facebook, then Justuno would let Klaviyo know, for example, that, hey, this is an opt-in from Facebook. So that could be a way that you segment a flow. And perhaps you know that your Facebook, you're giving them like your top offer, or you're showing them perhaps a lot of social proof. So that's what you can take into your flows following that. Yes, this is just Uno. We use Google Analytics for on-site behavior. Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, Google Analytics, that's something that I'm always asking just a little bit more about behavior in customers and visitors, and my clients are looking to that. And then in Just you can also see how new visitors and return visitors are behaving. So kind of have it more in that holistic view with your pop-ups. Perfect. So first-party data use cases. So some examples of how to leverage and collect first-party data on site. Upon add to cart click, right? Product recommendations. Upon exit, if they've previously ordered something, we can recommend a collection. That's a quick win for us. If they are, depending on their URL, we can give them a different referral opt-in or just a different offer in general. And then we have location-based. So location is going to be that center example that you're seeing there. So, hey, Australia, that's someone that's based in Australia. And this is a lead capture, but when you're thinking about location or geolocation, of course, we want to capture data, right? But also consider just how those visitors that are outside of your general distribution, right, are interacting or able to interact with your brand. And that can impact what your geolocation pop-ups really look like. Perfect. So Merchant Spotlight, we've got Pura Vida here. We've got a cool banner there at the bottom, that red one. And then we have this slide out example there with the little doggy bed. Paw pet bed. So these examples are really awesome at highlighting how the journey is continuing on site with data that we've collected and how you can display it. So the Pura Vida example, you see that they have shop 123 is the coupon code in the email. And then when they get on site, we have a banner that shows us that exact coupon code. Now, this is really awesome to have whenever you're using dynamic codes, for example. So codes that are only like unique per person, per visitor, I should say. So those codes are great to make it feel even more personal. Like, that is my unique code. Like, I'm going to use that. And even adding a timer on here for some urgency with the banner would be a way that I take it to the next level. So something like this is, if you're able to execute for the holidays and just have like a mass email, if you don't want to dive into it too much for your VIPs, you can connect it on site with a banner here. Then we've got attention with this red banner below the new user warehouse. And this is just immediate focus on delivery, shipping, which that is one of the top reasons why visitors are exiting or abandoning cart and going to your competitors at this point, or to anyone really, right? And then we've got this slide out my cart. So they have this, they're on this bed product and they have an add-on that they can add. So it's this very nice, subtle add-on slide out on the product page. And a way that this could trigger on site is immediately when someone clicks on the add to cart button. I love that, like, actual behavioral click. It could fire upon scroll, maybe 50% scroll, depending on what your product page looks like, right? And maybe we have it fire right when we get to the social proof area. I love to see reviews above any kind of scroll that's needed, especially true on mobile, right? That's where we have a lot of visitors coming in from. So I'll check out chat right here. Yeah, and almost no engagement from this segment. From Facebook, yeah, Facebook's been not a difficult one for me, but it has been a segment that's been a little tricky in targeting. And a way that we've pivoted for opt-ins in Facebook is providing an unlocked offer and focusing on the conversion. So you're going to get that email when those visitors convert, ideally. And if we're really wanting to focus on Facebook, then my goal at that point, if I'm not getting anything out of my lead capture, is testing out different locations, maybe a corner pop-up, or perhaps an in-page pop-up, a top banner that looks really nice and doesn't take up too much real estate on your website. So I would kind of go into testing mode at that point. But yes, an unlocked offer has been my go-to, and perhaps pivoting to, I'm not sure if you're referring to email, Missy, but SMS could be your number one on that, and asking for SMS instead of email. Cool. So I'll wrap it up here with scaling your data operations, right? We want to use all this data to base as many automations as we can off of that. So new visitors, if they are male or female, if they've purchased before, that can help with first it starts on site with the purchase, right? Or wherever you're selling, and then to the rest of your channels. And it all works in unison really. And then we really want to make it easy for you to use this data properly and easy for you to collect at the end of the day. So if you're ever struggling kind of in like, what data should I capture? Just kind of look at how your visitors are purchasing. What are they already combining for you to give you some insight? Perfect. So thank you so much. There's my email. And please, yeah, look me up on LinkedIn. I love connecting on there and just sharing anything that I'm coming across from our team. We share a lot of great insight in the form of blogs and industry benchmarks. So would love to catch up with anyone. Hi, Samantha.
Hey, SJ. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Sorry about my screen. Let me see if I can share my camera now. Yes.
No worries. Thank you so much for your great insights.
Totally. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. I'm going to share my screen now.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, again, SJ, thank you so much. And especially for demystifying zero party versus first party data. I think we were all curious, so get it. So before you go, Just is giving away a soda stream to one lucky winner. And that winner is, drum roll, Shelly Barnett. Congratulations.
Yay. Go, Shelly.
We'll reach out to you to claim your prize after the webinar.
Awesome. Congrats.
All right. Thanks, SJ. So now I'm excited to share tips today on how you can leverage zero-party data collected through your referral program and use that data to drive more revenue this holiday season and beyond. So let's dive in. So again, my name is Sam. I've been at FromBuy for about 8 years. And I've had the privilege of working with many of the fastest growing companies in the space, such as Dollar Shave Club, Away, Olaplex, Figs, Outdoor Voices, Casper, and more. And I'm super excited to be here today and share some of the insights I've seen working with these top brands when they're looking to make the most of their data. So let's start with why brands implement referral programs. So a referral program is now table stakes as part of a customer acquisition strategy. And there are 3 key benefits that marketers love about referral programs. So we've heard. Number 1, high margin growth, because every customer you acquire through referral is one less you have to acquire through a paid channel. And that's a high margin conversion. Number 2, identifying who your best customers are. It's usually your best customers doing the advocacy, and you usually acquire your best customers through word of mouth. A referral program really operationalizes this coveted consumer behavior. And number 3, referred customers convert way faster and at higher conversion rates than any other channels, and they deliver much higher lifetime value. We typically see referred friends convert 5 times faster than other channels, and their LTVs can be 3 to 4 times higher. Finally, a referral program is a channel that you can own. As a merchant, you can develop this channel, improve it over time, and scale it. That's very different from paid channels where you're relying on the ever-changing cost of structures of the ads and the quality of the audience. So now to scale your referral program, you'll want to ensure that you have the best practice placements implemented and the automation and integrations in place to make referrals an integral part of your customer experience and communication strategy. So for today's session, we'll be focusing on how best to leverage zero-party data captured through your referral program. On the bottom of the screen here is also a snapshot of some of our clients. As you see, we have clients across many different categories and different stages of growth, helping them increase customer acquisition with low CPAs through a referral program. We've developed a set of best practices to help ensure your referral program is successful. What you need to always remember is that consumers like to refer on impulse, which basically means they're most likely to refer when they're having a conversation about your brand with a friend or a family member, or when they think of someone that they want to refer. We call these impulse referrals. And to get them at scale, you need 3 ingredients. Number 1, You need strong program awareness because your customers need to know that a referral program actually exists. And you need accessibility such that your program is really, really easy to get to. If I have to dig around to find it, you'll lose me and I probably won't refer. It has to be really easy to use. We're talking super, super simple to refer via text or email or to post a link on social. Maybe I can copy and paste my referral link and Slack it to my friend. But when done correctly, these are the ingredients along with a compelling offer that make a referral program successful. So let's take a look at one of our most important best practice recommendations, the primary call to action. You need a call to action that your customers can get to within 5 to 10 seconds of having that impulse to refer. You can put the CTA in your main menu navigation or for a mobile app in the drop-down hamburger menu. But in this example, Herbivore Botanicals has a ribbon on their homepage that says get 20% off, which then triggers the overlay for people to start sharing. As you can see here, as an advocate or a referrer, I'm prompted to enter my name, my email address, and optionally my phone number to start sharing. To ensure we're compliant with CAN spam and TCPA regulations, we provide opt-in checkboxes and language to make it clear to the consumer that they're agreeing to sign up for marketing communication, whether via email or SMS. Once the data has been collected, FriendBuy's integrations with Klaviyo, Attentive, Iterable, and Cordial allow you to seamlessly create new subscriber profiles and include custom attributes such as referral links, the date somebody last shared, and coupon codes that are distributed as rewards and incentives to advocates and referred friends. So now I've entered my information to start sharing, and FriendBuy has generated a personal referral link for me that's tied to my email address. It's great because it has my name in it, so it's a much more personalized experience for my friends. I can also share with my friends or family via email, Facebook, Twitter, or on mobile, SMS, or WhatsApp for our international clients, which is really popular. So now when I share my referral link with my friend Harper, for example, she'll click that link because she's been dying to try a new skincare brand that I've recommended. She's redirected to Herbivore's website and then prompted with an opportunity to enter her name, her email address, and phone number with opt-in checkboxes, of course, in order to receive a coupon code she can use toward her first purchase. Once Harper has entered her information, she will then see a coupon code displayed on FriendBuy's friend incentive widget, and she will also receive an email with the coupon code included in case she wants to save it for later. FriendBuy will send these coupon codes as a custom attribute to Klaviyo, Attentive, Iterable, and Cordial. And later in the session, we'll talk about how you can leverage these coupon codes to drive more revenue. Now that we've covered how zero-party data that's collected through your referral program, I want to take a moment here and ask you all a question. You should see a poll. Let us know who today is currently using the referral program to send data like emails and phone numbers to your ESP and SMS platforms, and are you using that data to incorporate referrals as part of your customer communication strategy? We'll give everyone a moment to answer here. All right. So 66% of you said, nope, sadly not. It looks like most of you aren't currently collecting phone numbers and emails from your programs and sending them to your channel providers. But that's great to know, as today I'll be taking you through some of the use cases for how to do just that and ensure you're making the most of the data for the holiday season and beyond. Here's an example from one of our mutual customers with Okendo and Klaviyo, Natural Dog Company. FriendBuy's integration with Klaviyo allows Natural Dog Company to add email addresses and phone numbers captured through their referral program directly into Klaviyo. We capture email addresses and phone numbers of users who refer, as well as emails and phone numbers of referred friends. And we'll only send the email addresses or phone numbers to Klaviyo if the opt-in checkbox on the FriendBuy widget is checked expressly. You can also see that FriendBuy sends the consent status for email and SMS, So you'll be able to send marketing communication to these users without any issues. Klaviyo makes it really easy to leverage this data to segment advocates and referred friends into the appropriate email lists. These lists can then be leveraged to engage those customers with relevant messaging throughout their life cycle. As I mentioned earlier, in addition to the email addresses and phone numbers that are added to your Klaviyo subscriber profiles, Friendby will automatically generate a personal referral link for each advocate, and add this referral link as a custom attribute that will live in the Klaviyo subscriber profile, as you can see on the left. You can then leverage this referral link in emails triggered by Klaviyo to drive referral program awareness or ask customers to refer after specific touch points in their customer journey. Natural Dog Company sees 10% of their average daily email subscribers coming through the referral program. They also see a 20% higher average order value for advocates compared to their site-wide shoppers. One easy win you can implement to make the most of zero-party data to drive revenue is by asking for a referral after a positive product review. That's because one of the best times to ask customers to share your brand with friends and family is immediately after they've had a positive experience. For example, if you're using Okendo for customer reviews like Bev is on the right, you'll want to let your customers know about your referral program a day or so after they provide that review. As you can see in the Klaviyo dashboard screenshot on the left, you can set up a triggered email flow in Klaviyo so that whenever a customer provides a review score of either 4 or 5 through Okendo, Klaviyo will send that customer an email with an invitation to refer a friend. You can even use a conditional split by sending one email to customers that includes the customer's referral link if it's available. But if they don't have a referral link available, you can send a separate email to them with a CTA that directs to your referral program landing page. Here's an example of another flow that's easy to implement using data and is super low-hanging fruit. Ask customers to refer post-purchase. The example shows how you can set up a trigger journey to send a text message to invite customers to refer once they've made a purchase. If you're leveraging Attentive for SMS, there are pre-configured journeys you can implement once you've enabled Friendby's one-click integration. And in addition to driving awareness of your referral program, you can also trigger reminder emails and text messages to subscribers who have not redeemed their coupon codes that were distributed to them through the referral program by Friendby. In a marketing communication platform like Iterable, you can set up trigger journeys to remind customers to redeem their rewards and incentives, which increases revenue and LTV. On the right is an example from one of our customers, Goop, who sends an email to referred friends to remind them to redeem their coupon code distributed by Friendby. And here's a recap of our recommended best practices for incorporating data capture into your customer communication strategy via email and SMS. So, for email, I would say, send a dedicated refer a friend email quarterly. You can send win-back emails referencing the referral program to include a subscriber's referral link. Send reminder emails to advocates and friends who haven't redeemed coupon codes. And then incorporate referral CTAs in marketing emails, newsletters, new product announcements. If you're using a post-purchase automation tool like Malomo, you can incorporate a referral banner on a Malomo track page, which is a great way to drive awareness of your referral program. And you can do something similar for SMS. If you're using an SMS platform like Attentive or Klaviyo, you can thank customers for referring by sending a thank you text with their referral link, reminding them to keep sharing, prompt a referral quarterly via SMS, and then automatically prompt a referral X amount of days post-purchase. And finally, the last way you can make the most of incoming data this holiday season is to send your customers special offers and incentives. Now, what do most brands typically focus on during the holiday season? Acquiring new customers and generating new sales with existing ones through aggressive promotions. The influx of sales in November and December is great, but what if you could simultaneously invest in long-term customer retention while you're experiencing the spike of holiday revenue? For sustained growth, there's nothing more important than customer retention, and here's how referral programs can help. With the referral program, you can incentivize existing customers to refer their friends and family. The example on the left is a referral sweepstakes from Smile Direct Club, where advocates can win a $500 gift card of their choice. On the right, we have an example from Bloomscape where they ran a boosted offer on International Friendship Day. And you can do something similar this BFCM. For example, if you typically offer your customers $20 for referring a friend, that's your evergreen offer, then how about between Black Friday and Cyber Monday, boost that to $50 for a limited time. And not only will you see an influx of new customers, but you can capitalize on the influx of newly referred customers by increasing their LTV with a loyalty program. And that's it for me. Before I go, the team at FromBuy would like to give one lucky winner a pair of Apple AirPod Pros. Let's see who the lucky winner is. All right. The lucky winner is Lisa Martin. Congrats. We will reach out after the webinar. So now I'm going to hand it over to Matt from Okendo to discuss their tip about how to use zero-party data with reviews. Matt, take it away.
Sweet. Thank you, Sam. And hello, everyone. I'm looking forward to presenting here. Let me go ahead and share my screen real quick. And here we go. Cool. So my name is Matt Bingham. I'm the head of technology partnerships here at Okendo. Really going to talk about a few actionable items pre-Black Friday, Cyber Monday, post-Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and also just throughout the years about collecting more data from your shoppers via reviews and surveys. So just a quick little snippet about Okendo. We're a customer marketing platform that helps brands leverage their most valuable asset, their customers. And we do that through reviews, surveys, and customer insights that you can use actionable data to improve your marketing channels. So some great things about reviews and surveys and the data that you do collect via Okendo, it really does help increase on-site conversions. The reviews that you can collect, you can display them on site, especially some of the things that I'll talk about later in the presentation. This is very valuable zero-party data that you're getting from your customers. Your customers are your most valuable assets, and you would be surprised how often when a customer has a great shopping experience with you, they're willing to give you additional data points about themselves. Consumers nowadays are always looking for ways to have personal recommendations or understand a brand's value more. So don't be afraid to ask for this information. And it really just enables you to have better customer experiences. And that's why we work with over 7,000 Shopify's fastest growing D2C brands. We work with people like Buck Mason, Nix, Liquid Death, Skims, Netflix, really to help them collect more information from their customers, but also help them improve their experiences for their customers. So one thing that we talk about with zero-party data and how we can really collect more of it is really between two of our main products, which is surveys and reviews. One thing that you can do with Okendo is you can send out links for surveys or reviews where you're asking that customer valuable data points that you deem for your business the most important things. So you can collect things around their preferences, certain behaviors, demographics, certain quality or attributes about themselves. Let's say their customer, their dry skin, their hair, whatever you really feel valuable as a brand that can not only be leveraged for better marketing and segmentation, but it helps you align some of those data points with potential new customers. One thing we always say for reviews and surveys is that if you offer incentives, it helps increase the completion rate, but it really allows maybe a consumer to give that information with feeling that they're going to get something in return for maybe their next order or a second or third order. So one thing that you can do now until the Black Friday, Cyber Monday rush is really run an acquisition survey of your current audience. So, we mentioned in FriendBuy and Just about collecting emails and SMS. If you, let's say, have an audience of email addresses already, sending out a survey link via social, SMS, or email, and then asking that customer what their preferences are. Do they wear this shirt regularly? Do they moisturize in the morning or evening? Whatever your brand is really trying to know about your customers, that's really something you can do now until Black Friday. And I would even say throughout the year, is if you're just always asking your customers their preferences or what they're looking for, you're not only creating a better one-to-one relationship with that customer, but that data can be used to help with your email campaigns, your SMS campaigns, and a variety of other means. This is the same thing we talk about with Okendo Connect. We just launched this a few weeks ago, which is really asking your customers via in-moment pop-up or post-purchase surveys. These are actually points in the visitor journey where you can ask them relevant information that can help enrich a customer profile. So the example here you can see on the right is a pet toy company. This person might have already given you their email address. They might have bought something and left a review, but in the moment, you might want to ask them, like, what type of dog breed do they have? If you can collect that, information, you can then send them more relevant content or offers down the road to help, create more of that one-to-one relationship. So you can always do these links via email, SMS, or social. But with these type of surveys, micro surveys that we call them, it's a way better submission rate compared to something like a static one-time survey. And you can ask 2 to 3 data points maybe on a certain session. So you can use a lot of our contextual targeting to really ensure that you're asking at the right moment to the right person. But these are all zero-party data points that you can be collecting throughout the buyer journey just to increase your data points on a specific customer. The same thing goes with like reviews. Okendo Reviews is kind of our bread and butter. This is how we started as an organization. But you could see here, this is Elia Beauty. They're a skin and health beauty brand. They're not only doing a great job of collecting the star rating and the review itself, they're collecting some really cool UGC and video on the review submission. But what I like to point out here to brands is that they're also collecting additional data points on that review request. So they're asking for skin type, skin tone, undertone, concern, age range, really things that Ilya said that was really valuable to know about their customers. And what they do is they not only collect this information about this specific reviewer so that they can market towards them efficiently, they're taking this and creating better segments of people that maybe have like a skin type of combination and certain age ranges. So this is information that people are usually willing to give up, especially if they had a good buying experience or they really enjoy your product. And this is also information that people are willing to give to you when you're offering incentives like an additional coupon code for next purchase or loyalty points. This is just another great example is Plunge. They're like an ice bath product. And you could see there was a review in the star ratings. They're again asking individual customer data points about this person, like how often do they use it, the temperature of the plunge. And what I like as well down here is also they're asking some product attributes, like was the quality of the equipment good? Was it easy to install? Again, these are data points that people are willing to give up to you if they had a good experience with your brand. So you can use both reviews and surveys to collect a lot of information and data for your back-end marketing efforts. But one thing that you can do for the Black Friday, Cyber Monday rush, if you are collecting reviews and additional customer attributes, you can display those on your website. So there's always a review widget on your PDP page. 99% of people will usually read reviews, especially if they're brand new to a site. And if you're doing a good job of collecting those attributes, you can have something like this where there's a filter component where if I was a new consumer, I can align my purchase decision based upon some similar characteristics. So, if I was a big camper and I was in between this age range, I can filter out the reviews and see what people are saying about that individual product, thus creating a better trust and one-to-one relationship, but also helping me get over that initial hesitancy on an initial purchase, right? I can see that people that are similar to me are buying it, so I would probably want to buy it as well. And like I mentioned before, people are always looking for rewards or ways to, give you that information, but you want to make sure that you're offering them something in return for the time and effort. If you are doing like a review submission, try to keep your fields close to like 3 to 5 data points of interest. Same thing with surveys. We have about 30 out-of-the-box survey templates that you can start out with. But whatever you're asking in the back end of Okendo to then ask your customers, offer some sort of coupon code. You can also do loyalty if you have a loyalty program of some sort, X amount of points for the review submission, X amount for the review and the video. There's a lot of things that you can customize in the back end so that you're collecting the data, but also incentivizing the people for, taking the time out of their day to input that information. So, this whole theme is about zero-party collection and data. And one thing that we really pride ourselves at Okendo is that we are trying to help brands have a single customer profile view of their customers. So if you can aggregate the data that you collect via surveys and also reviews and put it into a single customer profile, and then you can leverage some of those contextual targeting that we have with Okendo Connect to help continually improve and add to those profiles. This is super valuable information that not only helps you understand one individual, but you can better understand certain segments that have similar characteristics. And one thing we do is we really sync this data into ESPs or SMS platforms of interest so that you can then do more targeted and personalized messages to those people. I really like the enriched profiles along with the contextual targeting. The profile questions help you collect key data across both reviews and surveys, but the triggers for the on-site or post-purchase allows you to do a little more micro questions. So instead of just sending a pop-up form with like 9 different fields, you can do one with like 2 fields, and maybe on a separate session, you do another one with just 1 field. And you can use some of these contextual targeting to determine when, how often, frequency, who that person is, and really, again, enrich the profiles. And I'd like to tie in the profile itself that we do in Okendo and how it matches to your external platform. So you can integrate with Klaviyo. It's one of our biggest partners, and as well as FriendBuy and Justuno. I'm sure it's one of their biggest partners. But that customer profile that we create inside of Okendo can actually sync and match into the Klaviyo customer profile. So this example here with the image, you could see Andrew, we have some Shopify data that's in Klaviyo. Here's the list and segments that he belongs to. And then here's the enriched profile data that we're sending over from maybe his review submission, maybe his surveyed response. And all this information is being fed into Klaviyo into their customer profile so that you can send more personalized campaigns. So what I mentioned earlier about like collecting data now until Black Friday, or let's say from the beginning of the year to now, you're doing that via reviews and surveys. When you get into that time of year of Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and you really want to send hyper-focused and targeted messages, now that you have all this customer profile data, you can do better product recommendations. You can do educational or content pieces, really whatever you feel is most valuable for your audiences. But I think for the Black Friday, Cyber Monday rush, it's really valuable for product recommendations. You've bought, 3 or 4 items this year. Here's something you might want to buy for yourself, or, you can give them some broad recommendations if if they've they're married or not, or if they have a specific dog breed. Those are all things that we can help you collect based upon your own business and your own needs. So we've seen this work really well with some brands. WAG is one of our biggest customers. And this is talking about their reviews. And you can see not only they're doing the review collection and star rating, they're collecting some specific dog attributes from their customers and also the product attributes here. But what we've seen when you use reviews or survey strategy effectively and connect it to tools like Klaviyo, you can have better review requests, click rate, order rate definitely increases. The revenue per recipient inside of Klaviyo increases. So definitely, if you're not using reviews or surveys at this moment to collect data, I think you're missing out on an opportunity to make more personalized recommendations or make your one-to-one experience per customers at a higher clip. But you're definitely missing out on a lot of sales. So definitely, if you're interested in checking out Okendo and how we work within the Shopify space, we are offering 90 days free to anyone at this webinar. If you sign up before November 11th, we can help you import your reviews from different providers and get you set up really quickly. But make sure that you're not only collecting zero-party data today, but also throughout this busy holiday season. And this is my email address. If you guys have any specific questions or ideas, I'm happy to kind of talk through it. But thank you guys for allowing me to present today.
Awesome. Oh, sorry. Thank you so much, Matt. Those were really awesome tips. And Okendo is giving away a $50 CalPAC gift card to one attendee. And the winner is, drum roll, Gabriella Barbosa. Congratulations. All right. So we'll reach out to you to claim your prize after the webinar. And with that, we have a few more minutes to answer some questions from the audience. Cool. So one for SJ. Do you think, from Gabriella, do you think that adding an email opt-in banner is valuable versus a pop-up?
Oh, yes. And especially on mobile, considering that's where we get most of our traffic. And with a banner, I think, we kind of think we need a lot more room to present a lead capture, but you can do it in a very small way, in a very subtle way on site. And a banner is something that I'm testing with clients actively right now. And the reason I push for it is because it does allow you to present the rest of your website as you intend and still have that option for them. So I would just make sure it's not interfering with any kind of search option on your website or any kind of navigation with your cart slide out if you have that type of design.
Awesome. Makes sense.
Nice.
Awesome. So this is for me from Shannon. How do you combat referral fraud where a customer with no earlier purchase just refers their own second email to get a 20% off coupon, possibly using the 15% themselves too? Also a great question. So FriendBuy provides a very robust suite of fraud detection and business rules that you can set up. So we detect things like cookies, IP addresses, user agents. We can do email address comparison. So we have actual email address comparison and what we call email comparison. We can compare customer IDs of advocates and friends. We also have a self-referral redirect. So like if I refer myself and I click on my own referral link, you can actually redirect me to a page that says, oops, sorry, can't refer yourself. So you're kind of letting the person know that you've caught them in trying to self-refer. And then we do not distribute rewards or incentives to advocates or referred friends who attempt to refer themselves, or if a referred friend is not a new customer, we typically won't give them the new customer incentive. We can also do things like returns and account for returns and cancellations. So like if I refer my friend and they make a purchase and end up returning that purchase within a 7-day window, we won't reward the advocate for that referral purchase. So those are some of the things that you can configure within the FriendBuy platform. All right, one for Matt from Gabriella. How many reviews are too many reviews for new companies?
Oh, interesting. I would say the more reviews, the better. Obviously, you're talking about creating social proof, and sometimes I have layman's explanations. Like I shop all the time online. I also go out to eat a lot, and just think of your own consumer behaviors. When you look at Yelp and there's a Chinese restaurant with 10 reviews versus a Chinese restaurant with like 600 reviews, you might trust the one with 600 reviews, even if the star rating is a little bit more. So I think it's more valuable if you can collect as many reviews as possible from as many customers. And then again, collecting additional data points on those reviews instead of just like, great shirt, 5 stars, like ask them why that shirt was so great. Was it good quality? Was it good? What do you use it for? And you can leverage that data, but more reviews, the better. More social proof as well, with like videos and images of people on that reviews submission process. Like they can submit a picture with it. Like those are all better ways to create more awareness on your brand and also people shopping on your site. So yeah, the more the better.
Awesome. Yeah, that makes sense. I actually have, there's another question for you, Matt, from Jordan. I also have this question. Is there a recommended max number of attributes to ask for in a review when somebody's generating a review?
Yeah, I would say stick between 3 to 5. And usually nothing too complicated. I think you'll see the drop-off rate just like increase when you have 10 or 15. So try to find 3 to 5 that are really specific to your brand, and not only specific to your brand for like your marketing efforts, but like think about those attributes and what you're going to display on the site. So yeah, stick to 3 to 5 and you'll probably see pretty good submission rate.
Awesome. That makes a lot of sense too. All right, we have time for, I think, one more question. This one was again directed at me from Gabriella. How does a higher value item for a friend referral convert based on data? For example, an item that costs $150. It's a great question, and it have multiple answers for this. I would say for a high consideration purchase, what we typically recommend, or an expensive purchase, what we typically recommend is for an advocate or the customer who's referring, we typically recommend offering a stackable account credit so that they can accumulate credit to use toward a larger purchase. And then in terms of the incentive structure, I like to think about the rule of 100, where if your AOV is less than $100 as a brand, you psychologically, a percentage off discount sounds more enticing than a $1 off discount. If your AOV is over $100, we typically see that a $1 off discount for the advocates and friends are more enticing, even if the actual amount is less or more with the percentage or dollar value. But like 15% sounds better than, $10 psychologically, even if $10 is actually the better value. So we've actually tested this with a number of merchants. One of our clients, Get Back Necklaces, tested a $1 off versus a percentage offer, and they saw a 700% increase in referral revenue when they changed their offer from a $1 off to a percentage off. Yeah, psychology is weird. I agree, Lisa Martin. Anyways, thank you all so much. That's all the time we have for questions today. Really happy that everyone tuned in, and thank you so much to my co-hosts SJ and Matt for all of your awesome insights. We'll be posting a replay of this event on the Friend by YouTube channel if you'd like to rewatch or share it with friends. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye.